Oh, welcome back, boys and girls. Welcome to Fear Factor. Our very first contestant is going to be Miss Mary. Oh, I'm so glad you did this.
I am so excited to be here, Miss Miriam. I love this show.
Well, today we're going to talk about our fears, and we're going to see if you are willing to face your fears, if you're bold enough to face your fears, and if you're ready. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay, first question. I really want to know, tell me something that you are really afraid of.
I am absolutely terrified of snakes.
Oh, well, I just happen to have sorry about that, my little pet snake here. I didn't mean to swing his tail. He got kind of excited there, didn't he? He's not poisonous. It's okay. He's not a poisonous snake at all. But you don't need to be fearful of him because he's not poisonous, you know?
So scary.
So go ahead. I want to see, are you willing to feel him? Just kind of touch him a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, see, he's a very friendly little snake. Okay. It's not so bad, is it? What's it feel like?
Just a little bit smooth.
Okay, he's very smooth.
Yeah,
he's
okay.
Yeah. I know. Well, great job. You did good. That's the first step, right?
Yeah.
We have to face our fears. So I hope that you're ready to face a few more fears, okay? So let's play a little game. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to show you some kind of gross foods. Okay. And the first one is these lovely, can you show it there? They're eggs.
Eggs.
Yeah, they're eggs, and they're soaked in something called jalapeno and garlic. Okay. So jalapeno is kind of hot.
Yes. Yeah, spicy.
Yeah.
I'm not
very
really
spicy
foods.
Yeah. And so here are some little things called anchovies. Some people like anchovies on their pizza, or some like on their salad. So people really do eat these and like and enjoy them. So they could be good. Right?
I guess.
And here is a container, and it says in here are liver and gizzards. Do you know what livers and gizzards are?
It's like that nasty part of the chicken, isn't it? Like
it's like the stomach part that kind of processes everything, and it takes all the, So that's chicken livers.
My dad eats those, and I'm like, bleh, when I see it.
They don't smell. They smell interesting.
Okay.
Anyway, and then the last thing we have are sardines. Have you ever had a sardine?
I've never had a sardine.
Yeah, sardines. People like to eat those a lot too, like appetizers. This is lightly smoked, so it has, people eat them. So it could be really good. It could be really bad. Are you ready?
Those don't look appetizing, Miss Miriam. But I'm ready, because I'm on the show, here to face my fears.
Yeah, you're ready to face your fears. Okay, so first off, let me take a poll from the audience out here. What do you think she should try first? Let's see. What? Oh, I heard someone say livers and gizzards. Let's start with them, okay?
Okay. Oh,
these are, they sell them at the grocery store.
Okay.
And people eat them, kind of hold them up. Are you ready? Pick which one do you think you want to take a bite of. You don't have to eat the whole thing.
I don't know which one is a liver and which one is a gizzard.
I know, you just, there it is. And that's, that might be a gizzard, because it looks like it has two parts.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
They're kind of crunchy. Here we go. What does it feel like?
It's so chewy.
It's really chewy. They're kind of tough. You can't really talk when you're eating the gizzard. Gizzard, livers are not quite as tough as gizzards, but what do you think? Did it taste yummy? No, you didn't really like it very well at all.
It was fried, so
it was fried. Okay. It was you get to take the fried. Okay.
I don't think I'd go to a restaurant and order that.
All right, let's see. Are you willing to do one more?
I'm willing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, one more.
Okay, one more. Here we go. All right. What did we? Oh, they said you wanted to try the egg. Did you know that?
Oh,
okay.
I will try it. I've got some water over here.
You got some water in case it's hot?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I heard somebody say you wanted to try this egg, so we're going to find out. Are you sure? Would you rather do the sardine or the egg? What do you think?
I'll try the egg. I'll try the egg.
My word, that is kind of craziness. Here we go.
Yeah, get a fork.
You can have a little fork here.
Okay.
Put it over here.
I've never had one of these.
I don't think so either.
I didn't know that eggs.
There's this red thing.
I'm not eating that.
Floating around in there. I'm guessing that. Ooh, it's a very pretty little color.
It's a pickled egg.
It is a very pretty little color. Pickled eggs usually have vinegar in them.
Kids, have you ever had a pickled egg?
Me neither.
Got your parents. That doesn't look so
It
bad.
looks like a regular hard-boiled
It
egg.
smells awful.
It does. It does have quite a
it's
like
pungent.
fragrant. It's a fragrant smell. Yes, I agree.
Yes,
okay,
very.
try a little bit of that. There. You don't want the whole thing, do you? You gonna do that much? Sure.
Okay.
You're so brave.
Oh.
No, not good,
I
huh?
don't like it.
I don't like. You can step off and get rid of it if you need to. Because
okay.
oh my good.
I would not recommend.
Oh, jalapeno eggs.
No.
Are you done, Miss Megan, or were you gonna try one more?
I'm okay.
You're
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
What do you think? Should we get her to do one?
Do we do one more?
Do we gonna do one more? Okay, I'm not sure.
I'm okay.
Well, let's.
I think I could do one more.
You know, I think you get the choice because
Okay.
you've done two.
Well, now you've given me a challenge, Miss Miriam.
So, but we're gonna open it up and we're gonna let the fragrance of the sardines out.
I'm doing one
And we're
more.
gonna let you see what
Is there a prize at the end of this game?
sardine looks like.
We need a prize.
I think you do. Oh, here. Oh, you know what's nice? They cut the heads off these.
Oh, good.
So you don't have any little eyes and you don't have any little tails. They just have the body of the fish. So it kind of looks just like a little baby fish.
Ugh.
Wait till you smell that one.
It's very fishy.
What are you thinking?
I'll try. This is my last one, right?
This is it.
Because we're
This
on.
is it.
It's called Fear Factor,
It is,
right?
Yeah, it is. I'm just going to give you a
don't
little
wanna
tiny
leap out.
piece.
Yeah, just a little tiny piece would
Yeah, I
be
think
very
it's
nice
a very
of you, Miss Miriam.
Do you like fish?
I like cooked fish.
Well, this is cooked.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, it's smoked.
Oh, I've never had it out of a can before.
Here you go. I'm going to let you. Is that too much?
Oh, no.
All right. Enjoy.
Okay.
Ooh, I'd be afraid if I were you. This is really
I
fear.
still have the
This
garlic
is so
taste
fear.
in my mouth.
Okay, well then that might not taste any different.
Okay. It's not so bad.
See? There you go. Salty.
That was actually my favorite. Okay.
You know, Megan, fear is something that we really all live with. You know, it happens to us all. We all are afraid of certain things. I'm fearful of spiders. I don't like spiders. And I kind of don't like the dark. And I just kind of wonder, everything tells us, you know, that we're not supposed to be afraid, but I still wonder why there are spiders and why there has to be darkness, you know, because I wonder why God put that stuff on the earth. But He wants us to go to Him. He wants us to go to Him with our fears. He wants us to have faith. He wants us to have hope in Jesus Christ. And that we have to face our fears. So He will cast out all of our fears. But today's Bible event, there's a man and his name is Gideon. And Gideon asks a lot of questions because he's wondering why these people called the Midianites are picking on all the Israelites. And he wonders why in the world God put those people there. But God gave Gideon a special mission. He decided that Gideon would help the Israelites fight the big, huge army of the Midianites. But what God wanted to make sure is that Gideon and the Israelites knew it wasn't their power that defeated the Midianites. So He limited how many people could go out to fight the big army. He limited to just 300 people. And He said, you cannot take any swords with you. You cannot take any weapons with you. All you can take are trumpets and jars of clay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I bet Gideon was shaking in his sandals, Miss Miriam.
I would think so. And I would think it'd be hard to find some men that would want to go out with them.
Yeah, with trumpets and jars? So did Gideon's army win?
Oh, you know, you're going to have to wait for that answer because King Rodney's going to tell that Bible event to us later on. But God kept working on Gideon. He kept getting in his life, building up his faith. And you know what? We got a little experiment to talk about how faith and hope build up inside of us.
You know I love experiments. It's such a good way to explain things, Miss Miriam.
I think my snake ran away. I don't know.
You know what?
Okay.
Just happened. Ooh, but I'm not scared of snakes anymore.
I
So
know.
it's okay if he's
He'll come back.
slithering around there,
He's
right?
very friendly.
Yeah,
He's friendly.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? Tell me
Well,
what you're going to do.
this is a very simple experiment, boys and girls. Everybody can do this at home. And it just is a really good way to describe what faith is and what God does to help us cast out fears.
Okay.
So as we go through this, do you want to tell the kids a little bit about
Right.
it? Okay, so we're going to start with the baking soda.
All right. So, and that is going to represent our fear. right?
Yes.
That's what's inside of each of us. And it's just kind of sitting there waiting, kind of like what Miss Megan felt when the snake was here, right?
Yeah.
It kind of builds up, but it just sits there inside of us, and we don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, you know, Miss Miriam, I'm going to put in a little bit more because there's a lot of different things that we fear besides just snakes. And you were talking about the dark and some other things that we fear, right?
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to put in a lot of fear. You guys think about things that you're scared of, and that can represent some of your fears.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough. That's probably
I think
a
that's
lot.
good. That's good.
Okay, a lot of fear. Okay.
So then what comes next?
The vinegar.
That's right.
Mhm.
That vinegar is how God is going to work in us, right?
Right, exactly.
And let's going to see what happens to our fear when we put God in on top of our fears and what happens inside of us.
Okay. I understand. So this is what God does in us.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Oh my.
Look. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
He's cleaning away all our
Oh,
fears.
it's coming
He is
over the
cleaning
top.
it. And faith and hope, they just keep building inside of us, don't they?
Yeah, it does. And you know what? There's still baking
Oh,
soda
there is.
left.
Look at that powder down there.
Yeah.
I wonder what will happen if you put more in.
Okay, let's
That's
go and
right.
see what we're going to do when we put more in.
That's right.
Because our fears don't really go away, do
They don't go away, but does God keep pouring that faith and that hope on top of us? And it keeps eliminating our fears. It keeps casting them out and taking them away. And we can put hope in God, you know that? And He will cast out the fears and we can hope in God.
You know, Miss Miriam, you know, I think I'm starting to understand a little bit more about that fear and that God comes in and He just comes in and keeps cleaning us, right?
That's right.
And He gives us that hope to let us know that we can get rid of any fear that we have.
That's
Is
right.
that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm guessing Gideon was hoping his army was going to win. What do you think?
I bet so. I
Uh-huh.
cannot wait to find out what happens.
I know. But first, let's do our take-home point. Are you ready?
I am ready for it.
We don't need to live in fear.
Trust in the power of God.
Are you ready? We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. One more time. We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. All right, King Rodney. Is God's power going to win?
Good morning, boys and girls. King Rodney here, and I'm ready to read another Bible event for you. Today's word comes from the book of Judges, chapter 7 and 8. The Lord said to Gideon, "The people with you are too many. Do not let Israel boast, saying, 'My own hand has saved me.' Now proclaim to the people, 'Whoever is afraid, return home.' Only 10,000 remained. The Lord said to Gideon, 'The people are still too many. Take them down to the water. I will test them.' So Gideon brought the people down to the water. And the Lord said to Gideon, 'Some will lap the water with the tongue, as a dog laps. Set him by himself. Likewise, set aside everyone who kneels down to drink.' And the number of those who lapped, putting their hands to their mouths, was 300. But all the rest knelt down to drink. The Lord said to Gideon, 'With the 300 men, I will save you. Let the others go home.' Gideon divided the 300 men into 3 companies. He put trumpets into the hands of all of them and empty jars. There were torches inside the jars. And Gideon said to them, 'Look at me, and do likewise. When I come to the outside of the camp, do as I do. I will blow the trumpet, I and all who are with me. Then you blow the trumpet also. Blow them on every side of all the camp. Shout for the Lord and for Gideon.' So Gideon came to the camp. They blew the trumpets, they smashed the jars, and they cried out, 'A sword for the Lord and for Gideon.' Every man of Israel stood in his place around the camp. But all the army of Midian ran. They cried out and fled. Then Gideon's men pursued Midian. So Midian was subdued before the people of Israel, and the land had rest 40 years in the days of Gideon." Boys and girls, this is the word of our Lord.
Girls, did you hear how the Israelites' rescue came from the power of God? In this Bible event, God showed us that in His power, it is in His power that He saves. He even broke armies in half to show His might. That reminds me of the take-home point for today. It starts with, we don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. So what's going on? Why do you got the little ninja thing on your head?
Wahoo!
Gordy, okay, so what is going on?
My name is King Fu Gordy!
Okay, I can see you certainly look like a kung fu something, or rather, what is this all about?
Well, we're talking about the gods rescuing his people, and I want to be on the record. And I want to be on the rescue team. I want to be able to beat up the devil. Yahoo-ka-hoo-ja! Beat up the bullies. Yahoo-ja-ya! Anything that needs beating up because I'm King Fu Gordy.
Well, Gordy, yeah, you certainly are acting like a ninja. That's great. But did you listen to today's Bible event?
Yep. Didn't someone need beating up?
Oh, yeah, it's true that God had some enemies, and they were pestering His people, and He wanted to drive them out, and He used Gideon to do this.
And God taught Gideon Kung Fu because they couldn't use swords, right?
No, Gordy. He didn't teach Gideon Kung Fu. Remember that God took away almost all of Gideon's army. They were left with only 300 men. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so God did this to show everybody that the size of the army didn't matter. It was the size of God's power working in them.
I get it. God, the master of Kung Fu!
Gordy, God is a loving God. He wants to rescue His people. God broke Gideon's army in half so that He could show His power and let His power work through them. Sometimes our lives get broken because of our weakness. But, Gordy, that's when He helps us all the more.
Okay, but I have a question.
Okay, so what's on your mind, Gordy?
So if God did such a big victory like that for Gideon, and Gideon didn't even know Kung Fu, could He ever do something like that for me?
Well, sure. Yes, He can.
Oh, cool. Because I would love to smash those pots and wave those torches and shout and then watch all those people run away.
Okay, so Gordy, God used all those things to help Gideon defeat God's enemies, but I don't think you're going to need those for your victories.
Why not? If people aren't scared of me as a Kung Fu dude, then I bet they would be scared of me running down the street with a burning torch yelling, "For the Lord and for Gordy!"
Okay, I'm sure that would scare some people, Gordy. Okay, but I think that God has a better victory for you. It comes through His rescuer, the Son of Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. What does He have to do with Gideon?
Well, Jesus was God's own Son, and Jesus won a victory for you, Gordy.
Yeah, Jesus is a powerful. He could beat up any bad guy.
Yeah, but the victory that Jesus won for you wasn't by beating people up or letting Himself it was by letting Himself get beat up.
Oh, you mean when He died on the cross?
Yes.
That was awful.
When Jesus gave His life for us on the cross, He won a great victory that we all get to have, Gordy.
What is that victory, Miss Megan?
Well, it's a victory over the power of sin and the devil. And when you trust in Jesus as your Savior, Gordy, then you have the victory over death, and everything is washed away. The devil can no longer keep you away from God. And you also have the victory that Jesus, working in your life so that other people can hear about Jesus. Do you remember your friend Sammy?
Wow.
Just like you helped him.
Wow, that makes me want to be on his side to fight for God.
Yes, and better yet, God wants to fight for you, Gordy.
Way cool. That's even better than King Fu. Kind of like the take-home point. See, it was, we don't need to live in fear.
Trust in the power of God. Okay, let's do it again.
Let's do it. Okay. We don't need to live in fear.
Trust in the power of God.
Yahoo!
That's right.
Yahoo!
Hey, Gordy, would you mind closing us in prayer?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Come on, guys. Bow your heads, fold your hands. Here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for showing us how you wanted Gideon to live in his power and not his own, but God's power. Help us to do the same. Thank you that Jesus gave his life for us so that we can have your victory.
Oh, Albie, how are you today?
I am just fine, but don't give me any of those icky eggs that you were
Oh,
trying to
you don't think you
Talking
want
about
to eat, you know, I know.
Ooh, yeah.
That would not be a good thing for you to eat, would it? No. How about those other things? How about the gizzards and the livers? Ooh, that would probably not be your favorite either, would it?
The fish, yummy.
You like fish,
Oh,
huh?
yeah, I like fish. You could give me some of that fish.
Yeah. I thought you were kind of a chocolate guy.
But I am a chocolate.
Oh,
That's
okay,
my
okay.
favorite.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Miles brings you a sardine or if he brings you chocolate.
Well,
We'll see.
I would go with
But you know,
chocolate
before we do
first.
that, we
Yeah.
definitely need to talk about that take-home point.
Oh, I
Don't
don't
we?
know if I
'Cause-
heard it.
I know. Well, we talked a lot about fear,
Yeah.
but we don't need to live in fear, do we?
No.
No, we don't.
And I'm
because
glad you keep that snake away from me.
yeah, that snake. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would bother you then,
Yep.
huh? Yeah. But you don't need to live in fear. Even
That's
if I
right.
had the snake with me,
Yeah,
my friend the snake.
I would
I'm
just
quite
stay
tentative yet.
over
I
here.
don't know exactly where he went, but
That's okay.
we're gonna find him. I'm
Yeah.
sure we're gonna find him. Yeah. But we don't need to live in fear, do we?
No,
because we can trust in God's power. God's power is going to fill us up. Did you see that experiment, Miss Megan?
I did with the soda.
Yeah.
And the vinegar.
And the vinegar.
The vinegar.
The vinegar. Okay,
The
that's
vinegar.
good. Okay, yeah, it's right, because it was all about faith and hope and how God just takes away our fears and fills us up.
Yeah, he's a good God.
I bet Gideon felt like that. Man, after that army defeated the Midianites and they were there and they were triumphant, I can imagine they must have just been filled with fear, or with faith.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
filled with hope,
Had
right?
to be. It had to be because they were cut so far down into only 300 fighters?
That's right.
And no swords?
And no swords.
Boy,
when
they had to have faith in God, that's
they
for
had
sure.
to have faith, yes, that's right. They would definitely know that the Lord had his power there, wouldn't they?
Boy, I guess
Okay.
so.
Well, are we ready for our take-home point?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Here it is. Kids, you're going to have to help me out because Albie has not been listening to the take-home point.
No.
We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. One more time. We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. Are you ready?
Oh, sure.
All right, let me
I
start.
think I got it this time.
I think you're going to get it first
Yeah,
time.
First time.
I think first time.
Let's see, kids. Let's see if I can do it.
Ready?
Yeah.
We don't need to live in fear.
Because God is Kung Fu Master.
Oh my word, you sound just like Gordy. You sound just like Gordy. You and Gordy and your Kung Fu. That's not how God does
what he
it.
was doing.
That's what he was doing. You are right.
Yeah.
All right, kids, let's try it again. Because
Okay.
we're talking about not living in fear.
Okay.
And we're not talking about Kung Fu power. Whose power? God's power.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't need to live in fear.
Trust that I can yell really loud. Go away, bad guys! Go away!
Oh my word.
Go away, bad guys! Go!
My, you almost hit me in the face there in a second.
Oh, sorry.
Woo!
I would get them running.
You would get him running.
I would.
But we aren't supposed to depend on our own strength, Albie. Remember? We have to depend on God's power and God's strength in our life.
Yeah.
And not about beating
Yeah.
people up. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, let's try it one more time, kids. We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God. Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
I think so.
Okay. We don't need to live in fear.
I need some more power. Do you have any candy, Miss Miriam?
My word, oh my
I am
word,
just
oh my
so
word.
chocolate would be really good.
Albie,
I just need some power.
Albie.
What? That wasn't right.
Ah, that was definitely not right. It's not about chocolate. But
Yeah.
do you think chocolate would help you?
Oh, most certainly it would. Of course
See,
it
I think
would.
your friend Miles is over there. I'm
Oh,
sure
Miles
he's got
is
something
here today.
special. He is?
He always brings you candy.
He does. He does. Do you think you can put on your thinking cap?
Okay, yes, I can do it. I think I can do it.
Okay. One more time, kids. Here we go. We don't need to live in fear. Trust in the power of God.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. We don't need to live in fear. Oh, trust in the power of God.
Oh, Albie.
Finally.
You amaze me.
Finally.
What do you think, Miles? Did you bring him something special?
I brought him some M&Ms.
Oh, do you like M&Ms? Woohoo! All right, and you won't end up with chocolate over yellow either way. Bye, Albie. Bye. Bye, boys and girls. See you next week.